not the afternoon, but by the end of the session, you're going to really understand this. So that's our great team, SAB. Dr. Liz Applegate, the triathlete, is there. Mm-hmm. We have a wonderful group of people, scientists, very complementary disciplines. And of course, our scientific advisory board was founded by the legendary Dr. Arthur First, who had great knowledge in how to use nutrition to prevent cancer and to support recovery from cancer. So we have a great solid foundation with our scientific advisory board. And we today live by his principles, based in nature, backed by science. That's our philosophy. And we all the time think about cellular nutrition, how nutrition can support your body cells, the trillions of cells that you have that keep you healthy. When you keep your cells healthy, it keeps you, just like Liz, just like Beth, well, of course, Liz as well, a triathlete, very healthy, very energetic. And you mentioned, you know, you want to be like this guy who's 96. You're a long way from being 96, Beth. You look like you're 30-something, not more. So the products definitely work, and we have the greatest knowledge on cellular nutrition and how nutrition can be so powerful. So that's that's the strength of our science, and we live by our principles, based in nature, backed by science. But right now, today, we are applying what we know to the science of your skin. So how what you eat influences the health of your skin, how what you drink influences the health of your skin, and how the environment, you know, and your daily routine influences the health of your skin in a big way. So what we're saying is we're in a new era of skincare science, because we have, let's say, the last 15 years, we've learned so much more about what it takes to keep your skin really healthy. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And one thing we do know, just like your grandchildren and your new baby, babies are born with a really delicate skin, really soft. We all say we want our skin to be as soft as a baby's. We say in England, as soft as a baby's bottom. Babies have really soft skin, but also really delicate. And actually, we have probably skin, it gets to its best condition when we're about 20 years of age. But it's very variable. It can be much later than that as well. You know, some people struggle in their 20s and 30s with, you know, a lot of problems, a lot of sensitivity, a lot of acne, all kinds of problems related to hormonal imbalance. You can have big difficulties with your skin beyond the age of 20, and sometimes we feel much more beautiful when we're 40 or even, who knows, 50. So it's not, you know, it's a very personal thing, and we're all different. So we have this image here, how our skin ages, and we think about things like wrinkles, and we think about, you know, how we don't want those, you know, we don't want to get wrinkles. But what I want to say is that really it's how healthy your skin is that really matters. What keeps you beautiful is the health of your skin. So you can have wrinkles and still have a very healthy skin. And you keep your skin healthy by what you do every day, and how well you take care of your skin and what you eat. So we're going to talk a bit more about, you know, the scientific explanation of your skin and the science behind behind the best skincare. So, yeah, it all starts with, you know, we have this, we're born, you know, usually with a very healthy skin, and, you know, we can have problems in our childhood. But, you know, when we develop into our full adult situation, what we have to remember, you know, the skin, it's an organ, and it's a big organ. It weighs about 2 kilos. So, you know, we all think about our organs. It's our heart, it's our liver, it's our brain. And we tend to forget that skin actually is a very big organ. And it's a protective barrier, and it's an immune organ. So it's part of our immune defense, keeping our body protected against the environment. So it's an immune organ, and it's a vital barrier between us and our environment. So imagine, you know, you've got all of the bad things out there in the environment. You've got the sun, you've got the cold weather, you've got insects, you've got viruses, you've got all kinds of things ready to wear down your skin or attack your skin. And attack your skin, penetrate, crack the skin, things get into the body, then we become unhealthy. Our environment attacks our skin. Even in sitting in a room like this, we have air conditioning. So air conditioning causes drying of our skin. We go outside in the sun. It's a drying effect due to the heat. Our skin dries out, starts to crack. Now that threatens the barrier between, you know, so what we have as a healthy skin is a barrier. But when we have the drying effects of our environment, so whether it's cold or heat, our skin will crack. And, you know, other things we do to our skin, you know, taking showers, using harsh cosmetic products that change the chemical nature of our skin, they're very, very damaging to our skin health. So we can really make our skin suffer by having, you know, letting these environmental threats affect our skin. So we need to protect our skin every day by thinking what we can do to stop the drying and stop the damaging effects. And you have summarized one important, you have, with your action there with water, one very big thing we do is to drink more water. Drying effects of the environment on the skin. So by drinking lots of water every day, that helps in a big way. So one big thing, we want to keep our skin healthy by preventing the skin cracking. Just like an apple, if you let it dry out in the sun, you will see on the apple skin, it starts to crack. And through those cracks, you can get a lot of you know, you can get things, you know, getting into your body that can damage your body. So it could be viruses or bacteria. You know, if you fall over and, you know, children, you fall over and you have a you know, you have a graze or a real cut in your skin, that's when the skin barrier is really damaged, and you can get all kinds of things getting into the body, into the blood, and causing problems. So the skin is the first barrier, and you really need to try to keep it in peak condition. So a healthy skin, this is actually, you might imagine looking through with a microscope what the skin barrier looks like. And these are the layers in the skin. Now, I'll explain it really simply. These are hairs, by the way. You're guessing, well, what's this? This is a hair. We have many of them coming through our skin, we know. And often we have too many. Sometimes not enough on the scalp, and sometimes too many on the body. And it's a constant battle, isn't it, with the hairs? But we want to have a healthy skin, keeping the healthy skin in peak condition. What does that really mean? Well, it means keeping the layers. We have many different layers of the skin, keeping those layers healthy. So if we cut across the skin in a way when we're doing, making a scientific analysis, what does the skin look like? You have I'll start at the bottom here, just to be a bit illogical. We have a fatty layer under the skin. Now, that actually supports the skin in a big way. Not all fat in our body is bad. This kind of fat here, the muffin top thing, we always talk about the muffin, the love handles, we can say also, right? In England we call them love handles, muffin top. This fat around the middle, it's not a good one. We call it the bad fat. We don't want it. It causes things to go wrong, it causes inflammation in the body. But the fat under our skin, if you think of your children in particular, they've got all of this healthy fat that keeps their skin looking really, really good. And it helps maintain the structure of the skin and helps stop wrinkles coming. It supports the skin. We should keep that as long as we can in our life. It's a good fat. Losing too much weight too quickly, or being a runner, it can help. It can actually make this layer get less supportive. So it can be a bad thing to lose that fat. Now, this is a really thick layer of skin, and it looks like well, there's nothing in it. We've got a red and a blue line here. What is this? Well, just like here, we've got these red and blue lines. They are blood capillaries. So blood vessel, it's your blood bringing nutrition to your skin. That's how, when you eat something, the goodness in the food that we eat gets into this layer of skin to keep your skin healthy through the blood. So good quality nutrition, good quality nutrients come to this thick layer of the skin that we call the dermis, come through the blood capillaries. So within this layer, you've got many, many layers of skin cells, and you've got a lot of protein. And you've heard of collagen, yeah? Mm-hmm. Everyone's heard of collagen. Mm-hmm. You've got lots of protein in your skin, and you need to keep that protein healthy, because that's what keeps wrinkles away, when you keep your collagen healthy. So you keep your skin cells in this layer healthy by having lots of good nutrition. So this is the way that the food that you eat keeps your skin healthy from the inside. So you saw the title, inside, outside. So this is, when you get nutrition and nutrients coming into the dermis, that's a layer that you really have to take care of by the way you eat and the water that you drink every day. Because when you keep that layer healthy, the proteins don't collapse and the wrinkles don't come. Because our body is remarkable. All of our body cells can keep on repairing themselves and keeping you looking young. So that's when we say anti-aging, is taking care of the skin from the inside and from the outside. So, and when we talk about cellular nutrition, it's as well meaning bringing quality nutrients to your skin cells through the blood. This thing here is a gland in the skin. You have many of those. And some of the vitamins that we eat, like vitamin E, for example, can actually rise to the surface of the skin through this gland. So when we eat vitamin E, it works at this structure, it works in the dermis, and it works on the outer skin barrier as well. Because vitamin E will come to the surface of the skin and keep it healthy. That's a really important vitamin for your skin. So what we eat works mainly on this layer here and stops wrinkles forming in this layer by stopping the protein from collapsing. And that one of the proteins that we hear all the time is collagen. So, you know, I tell people quite a bit when I'm talking about this. About 2 weeks ago, I heard Christy Brinkley. Does that ring a bell to you, all of you? She was on a breakfast TV program. She was telling the audience across America about collagen, and about collagen being important in the dermis, and about being on a healthy diet to support the dermis. And then she was telling people about the epidermis and what that was. And I thought, this is amazing that somebody like Christy Brinkley is is talking to the whole of America on breakfast TV and explaining what these skin layers are. And I thought, she's not giving a scientific presentation. It's becoming common knowledge to everyone. What the dermis is and what the epidermis is and how you can influence that through your diet and what you put on the outside of your skin and why that matters. So, moving upward a little bit, this epidermis, it's a long word, but it's becoming more and more, in your everyday magazine and everyday newspaper, you're hearing so much about what the epidermis is. It's a protective outer barrier. It's the very outer layers of your skin is called the epidermis, and it's a very special kind of what do we say? It's specialized cells of your body that have a very special role in your body. And if you move, here I mentioned there's a lot of things going on. Let's just take what happens in the dermis. If you get sunburn on your skin, you go out, not a day like today because we're not seeing the sun, but you go out and you get a sunburn. You get sunburn damaging the cells in the dermis and causing inflammation. So sunburn damages your skin because it causes redness and inflammation because of the rays of the sun penetrating deep through the epidermis into the dermis. But what you eat helps you recover from that in a big way. But keeping the epidermis healthy as well, that healthy barrier can provide sun protection as well from the sun. Of course, you should use sun protective factors. If you use sun creams, you should look for sun protective factors. Also very important. But we need healthy rays of the sun to make vitamin D and to keep our skin healthy. So it's a little bit of a dilemma. How much skin protection do we need? We definitely need sun. We don't need to overdo going out in the sun and damaging the skin by getting the skin to go red and inflamed. We don't need that. We need to protect the skin. But the outer barrier of the skin is called the epidermis. And it's a funny name, and you probably heard it in January if you were any of the talks on Nutrients Organic at the pre-launch. We have this outer layer which has a protective film called the acid mantle, and we have layers of specialized skin cells they're actually dead skin cells, but they're like provide, we call it a permeability barrier. So let's say we go out in the rain. If we didn't have like a selective permeable barrier, the water would come into our body and we'd swell up like, a Michelin man, we call it. I don't know if you know that expression. If you're not a bit waterproof by having this horny layer, which is these outer cells, your epidermis isn't going to provide a barrier to, the rain, for example. So you need to have this barrier. But then what we have to remember is that skin is a really, skin has has many layers, and all of the layers of your skin have to keep on renewing themselves. So all of the skin cells have to keep on working very hard, because if you don't feed those skin cells, don't keep them healthy, your skin's actually going to look grey and dull, and absolutely, it's going to make you look old before you're old, So we say we've got to keep. Welcome.
Sheila.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. The hotel hides itself, I think. Welcome. If you're just in, I hope you probably missed the biggest part of the most difficult slide, so don't worry. It gets easier from here. We're just talking about the layers of a healthy skin and how we can feed the skin from the inside and the outside. And you have to catch up at the end with everyone else here. But the nutrition that we feed our skin also helps the epidermis to some degree, because the cells at the border here, they're actively renewing themselves to keep you looking youthful. So you have to feed the skin with good nutrition from within to keep those active cells constantly renewing themselves. So, because they have a really difficult job, because they have to progress to the surface of your skin to keep you looking healthy, to keep you looking young and radiant. So, what we do from within, the nutrition, and what we do from the outside, both make a difference to the health of your skin. So that's the point I want to make, that skincare is from the outside in, we call it topical, and then from the inside out, from the diet. So you mainly influence the epidermis from the topical cosmetic products, and mainly the dermis through the diet. So that's the message there on this first part. From inside out and outside in. Whichever way we look at it, whether from outside in or inside out, what are we doing to our skin? We are hydrating by drinking water, lots of water. We're feeding our skin, so nutrition, by good whole food nutrition, good products like Neolife supplements, really nourish and also protect our skin from the inside out in particular. So let's look at those 2 points there, nutrition and protection. Now, what does that remind us of? Right at the start, we said, what's our big thing? Cellular nutrition. Cellular nutrition, whole food nutrition, it's all about nutrients, nourishing nutrients and protection through antioxidant nutrients, anti-inflammatory nutrients, phytonutrients. So it's all starting to be becoming logical and understandable. If as a company we talk about cellular nutrition, we are ideally poised to deal with skincare, because cellular nutrition really involves nutrition and protection from the inside out. But as a company, now I didn't sort of said maybe this right at the start, I was surprised when we launched Nutrients Organic that actually we have close to 5 decades of experience in cosmetic products and body care products. Because I really didn't know, I've been with the company 11 years, I did not know that we've had cosmetic products for close to 5 decades as well. So that got me really, really excited, because I thought, well, everything we have for nutrition, and we also have the knowledge in skincare, in the topical aspect of skincare. But when you look at both, whether it's through cosmetics or through the cellular nutrition, it's all about hydration, nutrition, and protection of the skin layers. So it all makes sense. And all of that is part of the holistic approach, the all-round approach to, I think I went a little bit too quickly there, to taking care of your skin. Yeah. There was a little bit too much jumpiness, but you saw, as well as what we said about drinking, good diet, good skincare products, stress and sleep. So manage stress and get enough sleep. Now, that's really, really important. We all know, let's say, some of you when you go on holiday and you may be taking an overnight flight, we all know what we look like in the morning when we get there, or when we come back from our holiday and we haven't slept on the overnight flight. Sometimes, you think when you look at yourself when you've had no sleep, that has a tremendous effect. But it looks like, suddenly getting 10 years. Bags under the eyes and wrinkles that you never saw before, they're suddenly there. But they go away when you take care of yourself, when you're not stressed any longer. So don't worry, it's, the body has a remarkable ability to repair from all kinds of short-term damage. But just as well as a few fun facts about where the water goes in the body. Well, when we drink a lot, remember we are 60 to 65% made up of water. We have so much water because our body thrives. Our cells' reactions thrive on having enough water for, keeping us healthy. Imagine when when you're dehydrated because you suddenly feel tired, don't you? It's like suddenly hits you, and sometimes you think, well, what's wrong with me? It's because you've not drunk enough water or enough tea during the day, or enough Neolife tea for that matter. But if you think about the body water, there's a massive 6 to 8 litres. I'm thinking of litres. Should I be talking pints? I should be. Liters. Do you understand? Yeah, because I'm metric, so you have to excuse me. I'm metric and kilograms. Yeah. And I have to keep making the conversion. But remember the layers. Those litres are mainly in that thick dermis layer of the skin. Very little in the outer barrier, because the outer barrier is quite dry, because it's mainly dead cells, a lot of dead cells in the outer barrier, because it's a little bit of a waterproof layer. So it's quite interesting. So you think about it, that difference is really going, when you drink water, it's mainly the dermis that benefits from the water. And that layer has the collagen, has the protein, it's where wrinkles form. So keep drinking, you're stopping the wrinkles forming as well. And so then nutrition, of course, second key to skin health. And then protection through antioxidants, anti-inflammatory phytonutrients that we at Neolife know so well. So moving on, and I'm not going to get too much into the science now. Eventually, Beth, we will provide extra information about all of this thing, about the cell membrane, because normally you're used to seeing the cells as a blob, with the tree and end, the blob, and we can call it Mr. Blobby? Mr. Blobby, I think, is I don't know if you know that, but I think it's a cartoon character that we have in Europe, I think. Do you have Mr. Blobby? Yeah. Oh, you do as well.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, I call those...
Like a smiley.
Mr. But Trianen, when we communicate about our product Trianen, we use those very simple cells, structures of cells. But we've just gone a little bit more complicated here with showing you what's inside the cell. You don't need to worry too much about the science here, but the outer layer of all of our cells looks a bit like this when you blow it up in a microscope. And what's very, very important is that we talk about good fats and bad fats, but fats are very important to the health of our cells and to the outer layer of our cells. And remember also, inside our cells, we've also got, we call them membranes. This is what we call, this outer layer and the inner layers here, they're called membranes. But they're made up of fats. And the more healthy fats that we eat, the more healthy membranes we have. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment when we talk about pro-vitality. But remember, this point about cellular nutrition is that we need to nourish and protect all of the trillions of our body cells with high quality nutrition, because all of our body cells are doing a very big job to keep us healthy, because they're taking in nutrition from the food we eat and they're burning up the fuel and the nutrients that we give, and they're letting nutrition pass to the inside of the cells so that we can repair and renew our cells to keep our cells alive. It's just the simple basic things that go on all the time in our body cells. We have to feed them so that they protect us and that they go on repairing and renewing themselves. And skin cells are just like that. They have to do it so often to keep our skin looking good. So we have to treat them well, and we have to feed them well. So that's what we mean when we talk about cellular nutrition and eating good fats. The healthy good fats that we eat, they go here. And the proteins that we eat, they go here as well, and they have a job to do. And the nutrition that we eat goes through the cell and influences everything in the cell to keep us healthy, to keep us looking young. So if we're talking about anti-aging, it means helping our body's DNA help us repair and protect ourselves. It's really as simple as that. The more care we take of our cells at the outside and the inside, the more we will age, the better we will age, and the more, and we will be, we'll be going through what we call healthy aging. We are not immortal. We all know that we don't live to be to 200 years old. Some people, they dream about that, but what's important is it's like the health span, the example that Beth gave at the start, being 96 and having a good energy. We don't want to be 96 and not feeling energetic and vital. So, it is possible to influence in a really good way by what you eat and the care you take of your body every day. It's it's possible to age successfully. And we call it a thing called, it's not lifespan, but health span. So live to a long age, but keeping healthy and a quality of life. So yeah, moving on. Now, you've heard about antioxidants in, many, many times. Now, this is the same thing. This is the membrane. You also have antioxidants here. So nutrients and vitamins like vitamin C and vitamin E, as well as phytonutrients like carotenoids and polyphenols, they mop up the potential damaging agents from the environment. So when we talk about sun damage, the sun can create damage to our membranes by causing inflammation. When you have a healthy diet and you have healthy levels of vitamins and phytonutrients, these antioxidants, they work in the blood and in the membranes to fight off the damage. So it's like a mop, when you're cleaning, you mop up the floor. They mop up the damaging reactions that could happen to our skin and to the rest of our body. So antioxidants, they matter to all of our body cells, and particularly to our skin cells. So we are champions in vitamin C and vitamin E products. They're not synthetic vitamins. They are different. They are near life different. We have families of vitamins, family members of vitamin C and vitamin E. We have a range of healthy carotenoids from fruits and vegetables. It's not about synthetic vitamins or synthetic products. It's about naturally balanced and diverse delivery of nutrients, and that's what gives you protection. So we're champions of how to protect cells, and it's part of the cellular nutrition concept. Now, we have some, it's a bit strange actually. Anyway, we have a reflection of what we have with our with our cellular nutrition is, it's really all summed up in what we have with Pro Vitality, because it's a product that addresses with 4 individual elements what cellular nutrition is all about. So all of your dietary gaps are filled. We deliver whole food nutrients from whole grains, from healthy fruits and vegetables. We've got a game going on there, haven't we? It's getting a bit long, isn't it? Yeah. And then, so we have our carotenoid product. So we have treonine for whole grain concentrate. We have carotenoid complex, healthy fruits and vegetable extracts. We have our salmon oil plus, bringing you healthy omega-3. And we have no less than 21 essential vitamin minerals in our essential vitamin and mineral tablets. So we're addressing the basic needs, your everyday core nutrition needs, from, by delivery, from a Pro Vitality pack. So you take one pack to give you your key cellular nutrition and your core nutrition. So your daily nutritional gaps are filled by Pro Vitality. And the same story that we talk about for the rest of your body cells, you can apply those directly to the health of your skin. So very, very important skin nutrients. So just very quickly, treonine, our product which is containing whole grain concentrates, supports the health of your skin cells, just like it supports the health of all of your cells, by giving you healthy fats, giving you essential fats. And this is a bit heavy in text, but this slide basically says, if you actually eat more carotenoids or more fruits and vegetables, or you take a healthy quota of carotenoids by taking carotenoid complex from Neolife, your skin actually looks more attractive and is better protected against, it's also against damaging effects from the environment. So in actual fact, you actually appear more beautiful because your skin is more uniform in colour when you're eating more carotenoids. So these phytonutrients actually make you look beautiful, and that's been scientifically proven. So it's a big selling point for the product, for carotenoid complex. So it really is about, beauty from within. Yeah. You do. Well, it shows. You have that glow. You have that healthy glow. But also remember the dermis. We said that layer of skin. It has a lot going on. Both the dermis and the good fat below benefit from having healthy omega-3 because it keeps inflammation down in your skin and actually helps your skin retain water. So when you eat omega-3 salmon oil plus or a healthy fish meal, you actually help the hydration of your skin in the layer of the dermis, and you help balance inflammation in the skin. So we have, as we made Pro Vitality, it's perfect for your skin too. It's absolutely perfect. So the essential vitamin and minerals, where that comes in, remember that layer of actively dividing cells at the junction between dermis and epidermis. Now those, I mentioned those cells, they go on a journey to the surface, and actually they die, and in the end it becomes dust in your room, and you have to, your skin cells actually just fall away as dust. But before they do that, they've got this very active journey to the surface of your skin where they need energy and nutrition and nutrients to keep all the enzyme and all the reactions going. So you need a wide range of micronutrients to support your skin cells' journey. And when they get sluggish and slow, your skin looks not so useful. It doesn't look radiant anymore. So you've got to keep your skin cells vitalized. So that's where the essential vitamin and mineral complex comes in as well. And that goes then through the dermis. Delivery through the blood capillaries in the dermis. And what we say, and this is a bit of a slogan, that personally one morning I was having my Neolife shake, and I was having my tray, and I was having my oats, and I was having my Pro Vitality, and I thought, it's all about breakfast yourself beautiful, because breakfast is a really important meal of the day. Put everything into your breakfast, it's giving you a good start to that beauty routine. And if you add tray, you've got the extra protection. When you have more polyphenols, it actually, remember those capillaries delivering the nutrients? You improve the health of the capillaries that bring nutrition to your dermis when you have lots of polyphenols. So you have a benefit to what we call the microcirculation. You have antioxidant protection, you have anti-inflammatory protection when you add the power of tray. So it all has a value to your core nutrition. So yeah, for anyone who's new and if you haven't tried,
it is good.
Who hasn't tried tray?
Oh, who hasn't?
You have. I'm sure you have.
Who hasn't?
Anyone who has not. Oh, well then you should. It's like a delicious red wine without the alcohol. Superfruit, delightful essence of superfruits with green tea as well, and I mean it's just fantastic.
I say berry.
And now, yeah, superfruits of mixed berries and all kinds of goodness. It's a really, it's here.
Yeah, I have it.
The big bottle. Yeah, it's a fantastic product. And then you have other ways of getting polyphenols. So you have Neolife tea, you have Vital Defense, you have flavonoids. People would advise you what you can do because people have their personal preferences and want to take certain products or not. But all are sources of polyphenols which help protect your cells in a big way. And then back to vitamin C. Now, vitamin C has a direct role on helping collagen stay healthy. So it helps your body make collagen. That's what we say here, increases collagen production, and then you're less likely to get those wrinkles that none of us want. And it also, as an antioxidant, helps against sun damage. So extremely important to stay good on your vitamin C. And it's not just vitamin C, but it's our vitamin C, Neolife vitamin C, has bioflavonoids, which are extremely protective. So you have the whole fruit extract. You don't just get the synthetic vitamin C. Yeah. So you get vitamin C and much more. And then the same for vitamin E. You get all family members of vitamin E. And that, as we already said, helps the dermis and the very outer layer of your skin. So it has like a double action. And because we have all family members, we deliver more benefits than if you would buy just a normal vitamin E supplement. That wouldn't really help the skin that much because you need all kinds of tocopherol. These are the family members of vitamin E and tocotrienols, as we know. So it's not just any ordinary vitamin E. But vitamin E as well works with vitamin C. So you get extra benefit when you take both because they really work together. So that's a summary of what's important. Just to say, outside in, well, just to say we've covered the inside out. And now actually we're going to go to the outside in and talk a bit more about nutrients organic. Remember I mentioned there was a layer, protective layer, and the importance of the skin barrier. Now, this is a simplified picture, but on this layer you've got lots of microbes. You've got lots of bacteria, viruses, lots of things trying to get into our skin. But they're also good. Some of them are very good. Many of them are very good. They help keep our skin healthy. When we use harsh skincare products, they damage the barrier because they change the level of acidity of your skin. So when we think acid, we think of, vinegar that you use, like balsamic or whatever kind of. We use in England. We have the kind of malt vinegar that we use on fish and chips. Does anyone use that at home?
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah.
Good for fish.
Vinegars are acid for fish and chips. Very, very nice. But any kind of vinegar is acid. Now, what's the other end? When we go less acid, we go to what we call alkaline. When we use harsh soaps and harsh body care products, they're alkaline. But our skin is naturally quite acid. And that's what keeps skin healthy, is by keeping the acidity of the skin. When we rub our skin too much, with, I don't know what you might use, some kind of shower, we call it a loofah you call it, yeah. You damage the skin surface as well. And you're going to take away those good bacteria because just like within our body, in our digestive system, your skin's got good bacteria too. That's what we know from all of this complicated work that we did, looking at what we call the human microbiome, which is like a really big kind of, people use that and then, oh well, I know that word, so I'm really clever, but not many people actually know what that is, It's a very, very well researched area of science at the moment. What is our microbiome? What does it mean? But what it really basically means is everything that lives with us, in harmony with us, whether it's within our digestive system or whether it's actually on our skin. We've got so many bacteria, good bacteria on our skin, keeping us healthy. So we must respect them. And when we use harsh skincare products, we're not respecting them at all. So what we've done with our new skincare range is we've developed products that are in harmony and respect for your skin barrier, and that respect the skin pH. So we've got to care very much for that skin barrier. And so we've got this fantastic new range now. Who has not, I was at the same one again, who has not yet tried these fantastic products? The best is yet to come then. Yeah. Have you read a little bit about them, or?
I have.
You have, yeah. Well, I mean, they were pre-launched in January and they've been ready for, on open order since the beginning of April. We can't produce enough, actually, because we've launched not just here in America, but we've launched across the world. I mean, some of the launches are still happening. There's one or two still happening, but everywhere we've taken the products, we can't get enough. People can't get enough. People who try have said to us and have written to us, said, yeah, we feel revitalized. After a very short number of days, it's like our skin can breathe again. The skin is less stressed. We feel like our skin is more protected against the environment. And, it's just such a refreshing, it's refreshing for us to hear, all the good testimonials across the world, because it's, as I said, it's not just in America. So we actually have 8 products. There are only 4 on the slide, so it's a little bit of a detective work to work out why we have 8 products when actually we have 4 on this slide. We have for 2 different skin types, two basic skin types, normal to dry, combination to oily. They both share a balancing tonic, so it's the same product for both skin types. And we're going to say, well, then that makes 7. We also have a gentle makeup remover, which is the 8th product that we have developed and we have launched. So I'm going to explain in a little bit of detail. In the interest of time, Beth, let me tell me where we are with the timing, because we're well.
We started late.
Sorry?
We started late, so it's okay.
So how long do I have left? Do I have 15 minutes?
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes, that's all I need.
Okay.
Yeah, we're nearly there, yeah. So if we go, first of all, before I get to what the products really are and how they work, I'm just going to tell you a little bit. There's more notes on this chart than I really like, but I can tell you that we have found nature in its finest beauty. We have found a very exclusive source for our marine ingredients, which are forming a big part of our new range. And we talk about where we found this exclusive marine environment. It's off the coast of Brittany in France, so in Europe. There is a lot of research going on in marine biology, but there's a whole archipelago of 28 different islands. And the biggest of those islands is called the island of Molène, or the Île de Molène. and it's actually a UNESCO. It's a heritage site. It's a site of natural beauty. It's a protected site, far away from chemicals, industrial pollution, and it's known for a particular kind of very pure seawater. And it's known for its diversity of seaweeds. And if you go around some of the spas here in the US, you find actually a lot of lines of products are now using seaweeds, or some kind of seaweeds. And I've come across them when I've been traveling, and I've, out of curiosity, looked what range has this spa been using, what products are they using. Actually, many of them are using seaweeds, but I doubt that many are using this kind of particular seaweeds that we have. So, without going too much into the details, I would say that we have, we're confident that we have very, very exclusive and very fine quality marine ingredients. We have no less than 10 fresh seaweeds. I mentioned the pure seawater. Seawater has something mythical about it. Man has had an association, and woman, by the way, and not to be discriminating against women, but humans have had an association with the sea for centuries. And there has developed a whole, it's called thalassotherapy, modern thalassotherapy, reflects what humans centuries ago in the times of the ancient Greeks, they knew that when you bathe in seawater, your body feels a sense of well-being, your skin feels benefits, your respiratory system, you breathe in sea air, you feel like the ionized, there's something going on, the ionized minerals from the sea, you feel in benefits. And this man's affinity or a woman's affinity with the sea has gone on through centuries. And what has happened very much in Europe and also in other parts of the world is that there have been parts, the coastal regions have become like spa towns. Some of the islands have become spa towns because they're using the sea in thermal baths as a kind of therapeutic and well-being center. And when they use the sea and they bring it into the thermal baths, they often add in also essential oils. They throw that in to the mix. Now, our concept, it sounds complicated, but it really isn't. Just think of all the things that are being used in the thermal baths and some of the spas. So I mentioned seaweeds. You can go for an envelope, a seaweed. You can go and be covered in seaweed, for example, a seaweed treatment. These kinds of seaweeds are very therapeutic for the skin. And people are paying a fortune for some of these seaweeds treatment. What we've tried to do with our products is to bring the whole of the thalassotherapy ingredients into our skincare range. And it's an extrapolation, I know, to go from your thermal modern thalassotherapy baths to the modern day spa. But what we have is a little bit like we've created our facial care, your home spa. You feel that sense of invigoration, like as if you go to the sea and you bathe in the sea, you feel rejuvenated. And there's something very special, and it's a bit creative and a bit romantic, and it's not, as we know, the science with Neolife. We know we have a strong scientific reputation, but this has more creativity and more romanticism. And we're only just beginning to understand what's so special about the sea and the marine ingredients to the skin. But and the people that we work with, the marine biologists that we work with, they understand as well, and they're researching still, the benefits of the seawater and the seaweed ingredients to the skin. So we've tapped directly into a group of people who are researching the particular benefits of marine ingredients. Seawater itself seems to, when we have, you've probably heard of, transplantation of cells and stem cell research. You've probably heard of all those things, using cells for medical purposes. If you take pure seawater, the kind of seawater that we have in our products, and you dilute it to be compatible with human blood or human plasma, the cells stay alive longer in seawater because seawater has so many trace minerals. There's something absolutely remarkable that is being researched about seawater that's very, very special. And we don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that the people we work with are telling us that they're working on it to try and find out why seawater it's like it penetrates the skin and gives benefit. Something about the seawater gets through that barrier in a positive way. So we're really excited by this, but we have also, as I mentioned, we have all these essential oils, we have the floral waters, and working synergistic, really healthy natural ingredients, like the witch hazel, the chamomile, the cornflower. We have invigorating ginkgo biloba, ginseng. Going back to the seaweeds, we have organically certified seaweeds, and many of our ingredients have organic certification, so that actually we have very stringent standards for what is acceptable and what is not. So we have, we have a fantastic range of products with a lot of nature within them, and in a couple of days you're going to feel benefits from using the products. So holistic approach to skincare means adopting a quality skincare routine. Sorry, well, this is a funny slide actually because it moves on, it has its own mind, I think. Okay, well, so what I said really is that respect for pH is vital. And we have then the normal to dry and the combination to oily series. And we have defined 3 steps. So if you're on combination to oily, you take the cleansing gel, the balancing tonic, and then hydrating serum and moisturizing cream. So you can get those in a pack of 4 products, or you can buy individually as well. If we have a normal to dry skin, we go for the cleansing milk, the balancing tonic, and the ultra hydrating serum and the ultra moisturizing cream. So I won't give you So basically, I'm just going to rush through a little bit because I'm sure people can explain this a little bit in more detail to you afterwards. But just to talk a little bit about step 3, once you've prepared, cleansed and conditioned your skin, got your skin ready to be fed, we go to step 3, which is a 2-part step 3. We call it elsewhere in the brochure, we call it step 3A, step 3B. It's very well known these days that serums is a very nice kind of product to prepare your skin, to really condition your skin, and to help activate those skin cells to be further nourished by the moisturizing cream. So we've gone with this 3-step process, but our step 3 has 2 products. So there's your 4 products, and multiply that by 2, take away the balancing tonic. That gives you 7, doesn't it? And we have, not here, we don't have the slide in this slide collection, but we have a gentle makeup remover as a pre-step if you're using makeup and you want to remove the makeup before you cleanse the skin. And the gentle makeup remover is almost become the top selling product, I think, since we launched. I mean, everybody wants it, even the men, actually. Not all the men, but have you been using it?
We have it, but we've not started. But yeah, I tried. There's a question actually from somebody. They're asking about lots of ladies put foundation on their faces after applying moisturizers.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on putting foundation on over Nutrients Organic?
I think it's okay because people don't want to change their habits overnight. What I've found when I've talked to people is now I use much less foundation or none at all because my skin is now more uniform and glowing and I don't need it anymore. So I don't want to say that everybody should not use foundation because I know there's obvious reasons for that. But why don't, if people would try the inside out, outside in, they might find that their skin is more homogeneous and there's much less need for foundation. And that's what my observation and what I've been hearing from people. But thank you. Yeah, I'll let me move on. I'm nearly done. I'm not going to say much about that. You can believe us, we've done a lot of clinical tests at top laboratories in Europe. Hundreds of participants. We did 4-week use tests. We can substantiate our claims. I just want to highlight just 3 products within the step 3. So our hydrating serum, this is the one in the combination to oily. I always use normal to dry as a sequence, but I absolutely love this product because it seems to rebalance the skin. So whatever kind of skin you have, and any kind of redness or any sensitivity, this is an absolutely fantastic product. This is from the combination to oily routine, but I have a lot of people in Europe saying that even if they're normal to dry, they want to use this hydrating serum. It's a wonderful product. Not just hydrating, but it soothes the skin. It has a long-lasting soothing effect. So anybody that you know that has sensitive skin, get them to try this because it's wonderful. Clinically proven with under expert dermatological supervision. So that's the hydrating serum, and then the moisturizing cream. Now we had also, that was from after 4 weeks of use. We questioned everyone, what do you think about your skin? And they were only using the product once or twice a day, but not with all the other products. That is different from, it seems to have taken over on me. Yeah, plus I seem to have instantly lost my voice. Yeah, I'm trying to go back to the last slide on the moisturising cream, but it's not going to let me do it. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. Okay. The moisturising cream, we had tremendous results because people were saying, this was a well-controlled study. They all used it once or twice a day in isolation without all of the other products. And they were saying that their skin felt less stressed, better protected. They felt more youthful. And it's moving on its own accord, isn't it? This is another product, the long-lasting moisturising cream, where we had just a single application. And what it shows here, if you can just get this, it's those people who don't apply any product at all. Their skin doesn't gain in moisture at all. This is an indication of moisture gain or water gain of the skin. So immediate effect, you get immediate moisture effect. But look, even after 5 hours, you've got a significant retention of moisture. And actually, up to 24 hours, you've got a significant moisture retention versus the untreated. That is quite rare in a moisturising cream. The Test Institute there said, this is in the top few % of all products. They test like the most expensive products in the world, and sometimes they don't get this level of hydration. And remember, hydration, moisture retention means you're working against the wrinkle formation. So that was an outstanding result. And then we are absolutely done with our talk. That's the hard part over. That's the marathon over. But just to emphasize, you know, how excited can we be? You know, as a company, we've got both inside out, outside in approaches. We can advise you on the holistic approach to skincare. And with us, you're in great hands. And with Beth, even better hands. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.